Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to High Speed Daddy. My name is Corey, and if you are watching this on Culture City's page, hello Culture City families and friends. If you're watching this on the Lean Green Dad page, you know who it is. It's your boy Lean Green Dad. And yeah, nice job. You figured out the point. I figured it out. You got to go the opposite.
You got to go the opposite way.
Yeah. Okay. And this guy is Craig Rizzoli. He is the owner, founder, one of two of the High Speed Daddies that run things. It is veteran owned and operated. Dad's creating high speed products for high speed parents. And gosh, we are pretty darn excited. In fact, I got new blue glasses just for the fact that tomorrow we're launching black camo. I'm joking. It has nothing to do with black camo. But look at this, folks. Look at this. This is the new black camo lunch bag. It is our first new color in a long time. We're very excited about it. And I'm just going to be honest, folks. There it is. I'm just going to be honest and tell you, if you're watching this right now, there are 19 people watching live. Guys, it's live on the website right now. You can, if they're watching live on this, they deserve to know.
They deserve it. Go get it.
So
it's ready to go. We're telling everyone Friday, but hey, we've been testing. We put a lot of work in, and we've got things done early. Go get them.
And if you're watching this right now, you deserve it. Okay. Hey, listen, if you're watching, guys, if you're a busy parent and you're watching this, please comment and let us know where you're watching from. We would love to know. Again, we're just two busy dads, and we're here to talk about a topic that is near and dear to our hearts. And I'm sure yours. You know, there's a lot of different things going on right now with being stuck at home, and that's slowly getting lifted, right? And things are slowly changing. Every family's kind of coming up with their own plan for getting back into the swing of things. But along the way, you know, Craig and I were talking before this, and what's up, Joseph? Good to see you, man. You know, it's interesting because our kids ask a lot of questions. And when our kids ask questions, how are we supposed to respond? You know, are we supposed to talk to them in baby talk? Are we supposed to like get down to their level? And hey, no love lost for people to talk to their kids in baby talk. Okay, like it's just how it is. You know, that personally is not the choice that I make, right? Like I talk. What up, Justin? Justin says we're the best. I don't know if we're the best, man. You're the best for being here, but thank you.
We try.
Yeah, we're just two dads, right? But you know, I think when the kids ask the tough questions, like, am I going to die? Or I don't know.
Or just even being proactive about it, right? Like without even, you know, the kids wondering, like, you know, when things first started, why are we getting off from school today? Why are we not going back to school tomorrow? Why are we not going back to school next week? And now, at least in New Jersey where I am, why are we not going back to school for the rest of the year? Right. Yeah. And you know, I've got a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old tomorrow, and almost 7-year-old. So the older two, they kind of get what's going on here. They're in school. The 2-year-old doesn't really know what's going on. She just has fun playing with her brother and sister that are home a lot more often than normal right now. But the older two, just they're wondering what's going on. And at least personally, and Corey, I'll tell you, you know, and everyone else out there, we were upfront with our kids, and we were like, hey, there's something going on right now. There's a sickness going around. So we had to kind of break it down. Like if you tell a kid, you know, hey, there's a pandemic, they go, what's a pandemic?
And how old are your kids again for everybody watching, Craig?
So almost 7, 5 tomorrow, and just about 2.
That's awesome. Mine are 5, 9, and 11. So little older. My oldest is a little older, but yeah, 5-year-old, we're in the same.
But they get it. So you have to kind of break it down and say, you know, there's a sickness that's going around, and you know, it's very contagious, you know, which means that you can catch it very easily, and it's that much more important that you wash your hands right now and go through those proper hygiene techniques and whatnot. But you know, we're telling them we're keeping some information away from them to protect them, but trying to be upfront with them at the same time. You know, we're not going into, you know, talks about, you know, death and things along those lines. You know, and there's a lot of information out there around, you know, statistics and what's legit right now and what's not, and where things are coming from, and how it compares to a normal influenza and the people that get sick and pass on from that. These kids don't need to know about that stuff. All they need to know is what they should really do, and that things are going to be okay. You know, we need to assure them of safety and security, right? And speaking of kids, this is my almost soon birthday girl tomorrow. This is Sadie, everybody. Sadie, say
Hi,
hello to everybody.
Good to see you. I know you can't see, but there's about 20 people with us right now. There's about 20 people with us watching live, Sadie, right now.
Can you say hello to everybody?
Hi.
Hi.
Is your birthday tomorrow?
Glasses? Do you like my blue glasses? Yes? Okay, she says yes. And it's
Okay. All right, go outside and play right now. I'm going to talk to everyone that's on here. Okay? Thank you.
Tommy says happy early birthday, so that's nice.
Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it. Tommy says happy birthday, Sadie.
And so does Joey. And
Joey. A bunch of people saying happy birthday to you right now, okay?
That's awesome.
All right. she nods her head and goes, okay.
Yeah. You know, I want to touch on what you were mentioning. The kids want to feel safe, right? They want to feel safe. And I think that that's a big deal, especially for some of our sensory parents that are listening, right? We are live on the Culture City page, and we love our Culture City, parents. We're going to have Dr. Maha on here, one of the two Dr. Mahas. But we had Jeff Bell on recently, and mad love to Jeff Bell. But, making them feel safe, especially when you have a sensory kid. I happen to have a sensory kid. And, it's the safety thing is a big deal, right? So when they get scared or when he starts freaking out, I'll give you a perfect example. We were going out on the slide, like the slip and slide the other day, and there were love bugs everywhere. And he was freaking out. He was like, there's bugs everywhere. And he's like, just wigging out. And, you initially just kind of think dude, come on, this is a love bug. Give me a break.
Yeah.
But then you just take it a step further and just actually bring the kid in and hug him and tell him that it's cool, man. It's okay. They're just love bugs. Let's get out of here. Let's get you out of here. Right. And, I think that's kind of the same thing, although we can't cure what's going on right now. We can help them feel safe and keep that mental state of mind and keep them calm. I think that's a big thing. How do you do that though, Craig? I mean, you were talking to your kids and running through it. There's different things at different age ranges, right? And then actually, let's see, you got to push your kids through it. It will only make them tougher. You think Spartans coddled their children? Well, right on, Justin. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, and there's different ways to look at it, and none of them are right or wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's how you're deciding to kind of raise and how you're deciding to break this information down to your kids. There's things you can do, and we say, here at High Speed Daddy, we provide, protect, and connect, right? So this is part of the protecting aspect, and what we're deciding to do is, we're asking the kids how they feel about it and stuff like that. How do you feel about this? And we're helping them through some emotions. And whatnot, but also that there's nothing literally to be scared of, as long as you're doing these things. Now, we're not taking our kids to the grocery store, food shopping with us like we might do in the past. So there's some things we're protecting our kids, from, and just trying to be smart in that aspect and just use a little bit more common sense. But we're assuring them that things are going to get back to some version of normal in the future. Now, it might be a new normal and it might take some time to get there and stuff like that. But we're assuring them yes, you will be able to see your friends someday again. You will be able to have parties. You will be able to go back on the playground with them. You will be able to go back to school. We just don't know when that's going to be or how that's initially going to look. So what I'm doing is personally telling them that and then just a follow-up question. How do you feel about that? Does that make you upset? Does that make you mad? And then you just kind of talk with them. And that's how we connect with our kids a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right. Just asking them about their feelings. And then we tell them our feelings on it. And what we're doing is saying, hey, but we also search the positives on things. We're not concentrating a lot on negatives. Hey, and we've said this before on the live, we can be stuck at home right now, or we get to be at home right now. So it's how you look at it and reframe things as well.
Yeah.
It's, and I completely understand. And that's everyone's situation is different. I'm able to work from home. My wife's a teacher. She still has to work every morning, while I'm teaching the other two and she's kind of teaching the other two. And then we got the toddler running around raising chaos. And it's a lot going on, but I'm extremely grateful that, I'm able and can do that. And we have other people to help run High Speed Daddy business. And Corey, you're kind of in a similar situation as well, but there's people, first responders, they're still going to work. The frontline workers, they're still going to work. Our garbage man still picks up our garbage every week. He's still going to work. So everyone's situation is a little bit different. You kind of have to tailor it to your own situation and a little bit of your own beliefs and whatnot. And all we're doing is kind of giving you our opinions and our suggestions on what we're doing. Maybe some will resonate with you that you can take home. Maybe some won't. And that's up to you how you take that stuff in.
Heck yeah. And you know what? You just reminded me. I'm going to share this in our group, High Speed Daddy, Provide, Protect, Connect. And guys, if you're not aware of what that is, it is, Craig, can you tell them while I share this to that group?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So High Speed Daddy, Provide, Protect, Connect is a men's group that we have to help dads come to a place. And you know, before I get into our wives sometimes, and you know, I belong to a couple men's group outside of things, and some women don't get it, you know, in certain aspects, but just straight up, this is where we help men to learn a little bit more about themselves and how we can help them connect better with their families. And like I said, kind of like what we're doing here a little bit, just providing some suggestions, and some things resonate, and getting men to open up a little bit more. There's a version of vulnerability that comes along with it, and some work. And we talk about some module. I'm forgetting the word right now. Modalities. That's the word.
Oh, modalities.
Yeah, modalities. Yeah,
That's George.
You know all about that. Yeah, George loves using that one. George is my business partner in High Speed Daddy. Sometimes you see him pop in and stuff like that. But we go through certain modalities and things that can help, whether it's, you know, exercise, breath work, meditation, and things along those lines. But yeah, High Speed Daddy, Provide, Protect, Connect. And something we will be doing in the future is starting a woman's version of that once we find a woman to run that for us, because it would not be fair for us as men to run an all-women's group, right?
Yeah.
So we're currently searching for the perfect facilitator to run that group. And as soon as we have that person, we're going to open that up for females. So we have, you know, safe ground, safe spaces for men to open up about men problems that some women don't understand, and the same vice versa on the women's side. So right now we have the all men's group, the Provide, Protect, Connect group over in our Facebook. So
yeah, come on over and join us. So guys, we have a question from Justin. I'm going to throw up on the screen. It's a pretty good discussion point. And then very important, Jason Williams says coffee. So that's very important, and I just wanted to throw that up on the screen. I'm joking. Jason, pretty
yes,
random
brother.
there, Jason.
Yes, I know, Jason. We're all good.
you got on the screen, bro. Way to go. Okay, so we got, oh man, Tommy Thompson just asked a huge question. Tommy, we're going to get to your question in a second. It's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so Justin, I'm gonna tackle this for you, and Craig, I want to hear what you think too, okay? Me and my wife argue over getting a tablet for my 2-year-old. I think it's a piece of junk and bad parenting, and she insists it's normal for 2020. Okay, so here's what I think. First of all, if you enjoy being married and you love your wife, have a conversation about it. Don't make a decision, okay? You guys have to get – look, I'm no therapist, but I know for darn sure that talking to my wife
communication
it always works better than just being a man and deciding that this is what's happening in the house, right?
Yeah.
Now, should a 2-year-old have a tablet? I don't know. I'm not going to judge people that do have a tablet. Maybe, you know, I've got a coworker of mine that's like breastfeeding right now, and she also has a 3-year-old just turned 3. And you know what? Sometimes she's got to make sure he's safe because, you know, her husband's off at work. And so she puts him in front of the tablet. He's not watching, you know, Ozark on Netflix or something, or Breaking Bad, for God's sake. He's watching like a little ABC show, you know, learning how to do ABCs or count numbers or something like that. And so I think, my personal opinion, in doses, man, it's totally fine.
Well, what's another George word, right? Container.
Yeah.
Container. All right. So time and place. You know, it's not something that I'd give a kid and be like, go away, leave me alone. Right. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to give it to him all the time when I feel like just scrolling through social media. All right. Yeah. No, I don't believe in that stuff. However, time and place. If you need to make dinner and you got a 2-year-old chomping at your leg and stuff like that, and you can't get things done, hey, maybe 15 minutes, give a kid it's a distraction, right?
Yeah.
2-year-old's not going to know how to operate the darn thing, but you put a little show on it. It's no different than a TV, putting them in front of the TV at this point at 2 years old.
No, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Now, as they get a little bit older, I have some, like, we don't give our kids a lot of screen time. Our kids don't really play video games and things like that. However, I'm starting to wonder if I'm holding my kids back from learning technology that they're going to need as they grow up. My kids and you know, like it's a version of that.
I don't know if I'm using the skills I learned in Vice City as a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying like hand-eye coordination, just how to operate a phone. Like my 7-year-old, if or almost 7, 6.5, whatever. If I gave him my phone and said, if there was an emergency, could you call someone? I don't think he could, and that's on me. I didn't teach him how to do that, right? I take full responsibility for that. Does he know
your phone number?
He does know my phone number, right?
That's
so he
good.
could tell someone else. And I thank the great people at the preschool that we put the kids in that was one of those things. Address and phone number our kids do have memorized.
Is this Dom? This is
Dom, and actually my 5-year-old that you met just before Sadie.
Yeah.
They both know our phone numbers. Now she gets a little confused. He's got it down. He's in kindergarten, right?
I try to make sounds with it. So I'll be like, da da da. Da 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 da. Right now, like do it like that, and they get the number and they say it back. But then you throw in like the house number and the zip code, and they're just all like, "Whoa, you lost!"
Yeah, right? Yeah. Once they start getting a zip code, confusing it with area code and a telephone number. Yeah. But hey, that's all of you're all learning. All these kids are learning, right?
I have to ask you. Jason came back and he said that he always talks coffee. Okay, Jason, I'm going to ask you a real question. Have you seen the coffee blog post from High Speed Daddy? If you haven't, here, I'm going to go find it right now.
Post it in here.
It's got a massive resource on cold brew coffee.
Yes.
Okay, for dad. So you can make your own cold brew. Oh, geez. I can't talk and type at the same time.
All right, so here's a quick thing about cold brew, and I never knew it was literally this easy. And I make cold brew all the time now because there's lower acidity in it and all this other fun stuff that I'm not going to get into because I'm not a coffee expert, but I'm in business with someone who's a coffee expert and he tells me this stuff. All right. So cold brew coffee. All right. It's literally just coffee grinds and water in a mason jar and put it in your fridge overnight. Strain it to next day. You have cold brew coffee. Blah. You would think Starbucks charges $7 for something like that you could literally do yourself. And you can tailor it yourself by putting more grinds in or less grinds, depending on the strength that you want. But go check out the blog post that we wrote not too long ago. There's a lot of great resources and a lot of great stuff in there. Does the blog post have a link to the coffee book?
It doesn't. But
it doesn't. Okay, we can talk about that in the future with everyone.
Yeah, if anybody wants it, just let us know. We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
Okay. Tommy says, "Do you have any good recommendations for first-time soon-to-be dads?" All right. Wow. Hello. Whole subject. First of all, Tommy, congratulations. Welcome to the club of soon-to-be dads or new dads. Tommy, if you're watching right now, leave me a comment and let me know you're watching still, if you're still tuning in, because I'm going to invite you on the show and I want you to tell us what you're going through, okay? But first-time dad advice. Yeah, my biggest piece of advice, okay, and one of the best pieces of content I've ever written as like a social media guy had to do with breastfeeding, okay? And I know that sounds insane. You're like, what does this guy know about breastfeeding? But here's the thing. Okay, Tommy, if you're on, I'm going to invite you onto the show. I'm going to put a link in the comments. I want you to come join us, okay? And I'll let you in. But breastfeeding can be incredibly stressful for your wife, for you. She might be able to do it. She might not be able to do it. It's awesome if she can. If she can't,
there's going to be forces coming from all different directions on why she should or shouldn't do it and all this stuff. It's all personal preference.
The advice is just be there to support her and listen and guide her. You don't need to help her make a decision, but you need to let her know that whatever decision she makes, because it is her body, whatever decision she makes, you got to support it. You got to get behind her. She just needs you in her ring, right? She's fighting the fight. You are her trainer in the corner, and you're like, you got this, babe. You got this. Like, whatever you need, you're a great mom. You're going to be amazing either way, right? Like, millions and billions of babies have not breastfed and survived, right? And so ideal situation versus like, not ideal situation. There's so many different things that are going to happen. Just be there. That's my advice. What's yours, Craig? And I'm going to invite Tommy into the thing.
Mine's going to be a little bit more generic. And this is something that I always kept in my head through like all processes, with a lot of fear, angst, anxiety of what ifs, right?
Yeah.
was no matter what happens, I'm sure someone's been there before, and I know people will be there after me. So just relax and take it in stride, and you'll figure it out as you go.
Right.
So this could be something along the lines of you encounter an emergency issue during the pregnancy, just whatever kind of fears you have going into it. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to support your wife, with the breastfeeding, take a deep breath, calm down first, sit in it for a little bit, and then you can go look for the information on how to figure these things out. There's tons of information on the internet. We have our High Speed Daddy Provide Protect Connect group. There are over 750 men in there, most of them dads already, that could help you out in there. That's just our group, let alone all the other tons of information along the internet, right? There's always answers out there as long as you're willing to go search for it or just willing to ask a little bit. Yeah. But just keep in your mind and just stay calm, because guess what? You getting all flustered and being out of control and stuff like that isn't helping the situation for your wife who's going through something similar. And guess what? It's in her body, right? Yeah. So that's one. Or the after effects of, it was in her body, or things along those lines, whatever is going on there, is for you to stay calm, for you to try to be the rock in the situation so that you can remain calm and then keep her calm, keep the other kids calm or something like that. Or as first time dad advice, but you know what I mean there.
And I say sleep, but don't sleep. Okay. I know that sounds crazy. I know dads that have gotten in car accidents because they're so tired that they don't put themselves first and go to sleep. If you can't take care of yourself, just like the whole, oxygen mask thing, you can't take care of your baby and you can't take care of your wife. Okay. So totally rest. Think about the sleep cycles. You got 1.5 hours, right? So it's 30 minutes, 30 minutes going into deep sleep, 30 minutes of deep sleep, then 30 minutes to come out. Okay. So 30, 30, 30. So you got 1.5 hours, 3 hours, 4.5 hours, 6 hours, 7.5, 9. You're never going to get any of them past 3, maybe as a new dad. So get your 3, lock it in, and then be present with your wife. And don't think that you going to work is any more important than what she's doing, taking care of the baby at home. It's equally as difficult. And for me, I mean, my wife, again, man, no judgment, right? My wife and I were 100% 50-50 partners. Sometimes she would pump and I would have the bottle and I would go grab it and I would feed the baby in the middle of the friggin' night so she could sleep, and then vice versa. So you got to just help each other out. Those are our, isn't that crazy? This whole topic switched just because.
It blew up, and you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We're here to help. We come on with topics, and if it trends a certain way, that's okay. We're not, we're not going to be offended or anything like that. On someone trying to, take over and change the post or whatever. No, not at all. We're here to help in whatever way we can.
Yeah, no way. It's epic. And I'm sorry. Oh, there's Tommy. Looks like he's slowly coming on. Hopefully your sound works. Tommy, turn your camera the right way. All right, there you go. We got you. Here, I'm going to bring you in, man.
Not at all. That sounds good.
What's up, Tommy?
Hey, what's going on?
Tommy Thompson, what's happening, brother? Thanks for coming on.
Not much. Thank you.
Where are you coming to us from?
I'm stationed in Charleston, South Carolina.
No way. Amazing.
Station. Tell me more. It's a Navy guy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Navy guy, so don't hold it against me.
Oh, I'm not at all, man. You're a brother. It's all good.
No, it's so I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. The Navy has nuclear propulsion. I'm an instructor down here. I get out this year actually, so I'm in the transitioning process right now too.
How long have you been in?
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I hit the halfway point, and I was like, if I hit,
can't do another 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at that make or break kind of moment. They start to put the incentives out there, but another 2 years, and you don't have a choice. You almost have to stay in, right?
Yeah, and that's especially with having a kid this year. I'd be going back out to sea, and I was High Speed Daddy. One of the things that you guys talked about was not being there, and I think you even were shit. I was and it's same thing. I was I can't do that. I got to be there. So
that's
awesome, dude. Awesome.
That's what makes you a High Speed Dad, man. Just because of being there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How long have you been following us, man?
Honestly, I've been following you since day one. She woke me up at 5:45 and was hey, I'm pregnant. So I was oh man.
Okay.
Everything started going. I was It's like, I need a diaper bag. So I started looking at diaper bags.
First thing that's on his mind is like, I need a diaper bag. Let me go search this. I need a cool one.
I saw a guy at church that had yours, and I was like, oh, man, let me look at that. So I just like took it off his back real quick. I was like, let me see this. So
that's awesome, man. Great news there. Great feedback too. We appreciate it.
I have a big question. Do you have a Whoopee blanket?
I do not. No.
Okay, well, you do now, because everybody that comes in and joins our show, we're gonna send them a Whoopee blanket. So listen,
that's all. I was literally just looking at those right before you guys went live. I was on the High Speed Daddy website. So,
sweet.
Well, you got one now. So Craig will follow up with you. Actually, if you just probably PM High Speed Daddy if you can, like just PM us, and then Craig responds to those. Like, it is Craig.
Yep. So get it over, and we'll connect outside of here. We'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So what's kind of some things going through your mind right now with your wife being pregnant, stuff like that? Or
Honestly,
you being a first-time dad?
What's going on in the world? So everything's brand new to us. Like, she babysits all the time, so she's great with kids. And I have nephews, but I'm more worried about like it being my son. It's something that's going to be with me 24/7, and I can't just pass it back off to the parents and then leave, like fill it full of chocolate and then go. So that's kind of like nervous about that. And am I going to be prepared enough? Am I going to have the right supplies? Like all that. So
I'll answer those questions.
Awesome.
No and no. That's okay. No. and you're gonna tailor things and figure out what works and what doesn't work and stuff like that. And it's just little trials and tribulations of being a new dad, new parent, and that's okay, because babies are super resilient. You're not going to break these things, and you're never going to feel fully prepared, and that's okay, because that's just part of the process, man. It's part of the process. You try to do as best you can. You try to prepare as much as you can. Got your contingency plans in place. Your 2 is 1, 1 is none. All that stuff. But it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay.
Support the baby's head. That's what I say. Just as long as you support the baby's head, you're good.
Yeah. And you're going to learn all about that anyway. How to hold it like a football and everything.
Yeah.
That's what I like, the one that you guys were talking about earlier, like supporting the mom. Like, oh yeah, you're doing good. Like, that's what she keeps talking about, my wife Darren, for like when she gives birth, is tell her I'm doing a good job. And I'm like, so I'm practicing that now. I'm like, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's tough. And this is I'll talk personal. My wife went through 3 pregnancies, all natural births. No epidural and stuff like that.
Wow.
That was her choice, and it was on me to help support her through all those moments, right? And we did something called hypnobirthing. And it was kind of like getting herself into a mindset of, relaxing her body and all that stuff. I was part of the process. I went to the classes with her and learned these techniques, and it was on me to help get her through a lot of those situations. Baby 1, it was really hard. Her first baby, 29 hours in labor, all that stuff. Baby 2 was induced, and it was like 6 hours, shot the football out and caught it. Like baby was here, really easy. And baby 3 was actually the hardest. Not that it was a super, super long labor. It was the hardest during labor, which we kind of weren't expecting. And it was the hardest on me to get her focused and centered again. But she'll tell everyone that in that moment where like the doctor told her, like, oh, you're not ready to push yet. And she's like, I know my body, I am. And they're like, you're only dilated so far. And she's like, but I feel like I'm ready. It broke her out of her concentration. And it was the hardest thing I've ever seen in my life. Just about. And having to refocus her back in, because I almost broke down at that point. Right. And that's my mother coming on with the little emojis there and stuff like that, because, the family knows the story and whatnot. But, I was part of the process in that, which was make it so much more awesome on the back end, because, I was part of the process. I was involved. I didn't just sit in a chair outside, and things like that. And if that's your choice, that's your choice. I'm not holding it against anyone. I'm just displaying, some stories that I went through. So it can be tough, but it's all the more reason to, keep yourself as centered as you can and calm, and to know some techniques to bring yourself even back to center. to help them out. Because if you're not in the best mindset that you can be in, how can you expect to try to like display that to someone else and have them get in that mindset as well, right? But just being part of the process is awesome, right? Yeah. And it's a roller coaster. It's roller coaster up and down, and just it's good.
When is your wife due?
My wife's due in August.
Okay. So like pretty soon people are going to start telling you all their horrible birth stories, right? Yeah. Has it already started?
I just did.
Yeah.
Right?
But you didn't go into detail. Anyways, go ahead, Tom.
No, it's you get mixtures from like you got great stories where it was like, okay, 15 minutes later the kid's out, and then you got stories where it's like I was in labor for 82 hours. So we've been, but it was funny that you mentioned the hypnobirthing because we start that on Monday.
No way.
Really? So I heard you. I saw you laugh, and I was like, I don't know if he's laughing because he's familiar with it or because he thinks it's a joke. But I'm going to keep going.
I know,
dude. That's awesome.
That's why I laughed it because I was like, because my wife, we're doing 3 2-hour classes where she's coming to our house to teach us, so we don't have to get in a big group setting. So that's why as soon as you said it, I was like, because you're the first person I heard outside of my wife actually talk about it. So
yeah, we did it on baby number 1, and we continued through. And I left everything up to my wife on this. I said, "This is your body. If you want an epidural, like we're gonna get the epidural." I was like, "Listen, you got to tell me though, like, we can't be midstream and you be like, I need the epidural now," because then it's on me to be like, no, you don't really. Yeah. No, so you just have to agree to stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if there's a time and place where the doctor steps in, and on baby number 3, the doctor almost stepped in, was like, you're at that breaking point, and we need your body to do this, and I was going to respect my wife's wishes and the doctor's wishes at that point, let the professional kind of take over, because I didn't want the safety of the baby in jeopardy at that point. Right.
Yeah.
Something going on there. But like Corey said, you'll hear horror stories. You're going to hear great stories. And guess what? You're going to make your own story, which is going to be the magic. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's the cool part of all this.
And you're going to be there, which is even better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Oh,
absolutely.
God. Well, listen, Tommy, thank you so much for joining and sharing. I mean, it's funny. Joey commented, Ron, congratulations. 3rd kid coming into the world this week. I can't believe it. It's incredible. And you know what else, Craig, that I'd like to send to Tommy is, that secret project we've been working on for new dads. Mm-hmm. So I'd love to get Tommy's feedback on that as well. And Ron, Joey, if you guys, we have a secret project that we're working on. Okay, it is an awesome piece.
It's not a bag.
It's not a bag. No, it's not like a physical product. Okay, but it's a resource for new dads that we would love your feedback on. Like, please, message us. We'll send it to you. We'd love to know what you think. Tommy, you're getting a whoopee, so make sure you send it over to the High Speed Daddy page so we can get your address. And man, best of luck, man. Come join us over in the High Speed Daddy.
Yeah. Let us know. Join the Facebook group, High Speed Daddy Protect Connect. If you're not already there, I'm in there every day. And we have a lot of great resources in there and a lot of great guys that can help with some information and some concerns that you have. And here's the cool thing about that is if you're going to ask a question in there, most likely it's already on someone else's mind as well. So don't be afraid to just ask questions and whatnot.
That's awesome.
Because by others answering you, it's going to answer other people's, and it's just going to help more and more guys in that group as well.
Yep, you'll have dads in the corner for sure. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up so everybody can see it. Join us over in the High Speed Daddy. High Speed Daddy Provide, Protect, Connect. It's a private Facebook group. And then before we go, of course, I have to say that I have to remind you guys, listen, top secret, black camo is now available. It is leaked on this Facebook Live. Craig's going to kill me after this episode.
That's fine.
It has leaked.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
we've been working hard on that for a long time, and it's something good. Here's a secret about our products. Yeah, we're here. We're giving you value-added information and all that fun stuff, right? And we also sell some products, for new dads, for men, things along those lines, and for some women as well. Some women, there's actually a lot of women that love our products, and there's a lot of women that steal their husbands or their spouse's products as well.
Like your wife, Tommy, you gotta have a bag for her. Does she have her bag already?
She has 2.
What?
Yeah. You might need 2. So.
What colors does she have?
So I'm the one with the high speed daddy bag. She had it was just her birthday, so she got a diaper bag for her birthday, and then she ordered one just recently, so it's on its way. So.
Epic.
Cool.
Epic.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Craig, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No. But all I want to say is, as much as we like, yeah, we sell products and stuff like that. I don't like saying that we sell a product that's just a bag and this and that. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's like the most badass diaper bag out there that you can repurpose into any other thing. But think of these things as an anchor. Every time you see this bag and think of High Speed Daddy, right? I want you to think about yourself trying to be the best version of yourself, right? If you use it as as a diaper bag, think of it saying, what do I got to do to be the best dad that I can be every time you look at that? If you use it as a gym bag, you see that bag sitting in the corner. Well, you should probably go take it to the gym, right? Be the best you can be at the gym. Just use it as an anchor and something along those lines. So that every time you see a product of ours, think about yourself being the best version of yourself.
I love it, Craig. Thank you, man. And Tommy, thank you. Thanks again, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the freaking 10 years of service, working your booty off. And now you get to enjoy your brand new baby in August. It's going to be great.
Awesome, man.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks, Tommy.
Bye.
All right. Let me just make sure we press the end button.